you definitely gotta have the guts for this. You gotta have the patience. You gotta be business savvy. You gotta be a people person more than anything because this game is built on relationships. I'm gonna say it again. It is built on relationships. So if you're a person that's not a good people person or good with developing good people skill, you're gonna have a hard time.
Arkatech Beatz. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's the Arkatech Beatz Music Business Podcast. We got a special guest in the building today.
We sure do. We sure do, man. And this is a treat, man. We got music mogul, manager, booking agent, founder of Global Vision Talent.
Celebrity booking agent.
Yo, beat your chest, bro. This is the platform that this is for, man. You know, we don't, us folks, man, we're not getting the shine we deserve, so we're gonna go out there and we're gonna take it. We got Johnny Cabell in the building.
Yes, man. It is a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing y'all for a minute too, so it feels good, and it's a pleasure to be on this platform with you all, watching y'all grow, watching y'all do y'all thing, and you know what I'm saying, just seeing how y'all have just evolved into, you know what I'm saying, putting out stuff and, you know, making things happen. You know, y'all been saying out here consistent for a minute, you know what I'm saying? It ain't a lot of us out here, you know what I'm saying, that's still around like that, you know.
Thank you, man. And yo, I have to say a special thank you to you because, you know, for those that didn't know, Johnny Cabell was this management for our production. And, you know, as we were running through Atlanta, you know, Johnny Cabell like welcomed us with open arms and made us feel like we had a home. Coming from New York, made us feel like we had a home in Atlanta and pointed us in the right direction, showed us the way. And we learned a lot from Johnny, and we were just appreciative just watching Johnny like hustle. I mean, there was one day that I be seeing Johnny driving with two phones, taking calls, driving. And I'm like, yo, Johnny, you need me to drive? And he's like, nah, this is what I do. You got to take all the calls because the calls is money and we got to get it going. I was just sitting there in the passenger seat, amazed. Like, yo, he's really like hustling and he's driving, doing this. And I'm like, yo, let me drive real quick. But before we really get started, thank you for coming. And how you feeling today? How's your health? Because I know there was a little health scare that I saw.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I'm definitely monitoring and controlling my sugar levels better now. My foot been healing up better. It is doing good. And everything's going good. It's a process, but you know, it's definitely moving and a good direction and everything.
That's good to hear, Johnny. That is really good to hear. And, you know, I had actually a little health scare myself like 2 weeks ago. I was in the hospital as well, but everything is good. And, you know, the ripping and running in this music business, a lot of times we overlook our health. You know what I'm saying?
We do.
We always on the go. We hustling. We trying to get it. We going to bed late. We eating food that we shouldn't be eating at the wrong times. Like what has that grind and that health scare? What has that shown you?
Just show me I need to take my life a little more serious. And if I want to be around for my kids and be around for my family and, you know, just my loved ones and friends, that if I got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? I got to do the right thing. I'm not 18 in my 20s or 30s anymore. So, you know, not even 40, you know, I'm in the 50 club now, you know. So, you know, I definitely got to, you know, really take it more seriously and really, you know, try to watch what I'm eating, look at my health habits and just try to do the right thing. And it's not a bad thing. It's just about doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's about balancing, you know what I'm saying, your life and, you know, just the structure on how you going about your everyday day.
Right, right. I wish more people will talk more about it. I know there's a lot of mental health stuff being talked about. So I'm glad the hip hop community is embracing it and really working on better health. But let's go back a little bit to the beginning. Like how did Johnny Cabell get in this music business? Like how did he even get into this?
How did Johnny
Celebrity,
get
the
started?
celebrity business? Like,
Right, the celebrity
Yeah.
business. That's what I think I call it.
like, were you singing or something or dancing or something?
It's crazy you say that because I used to be in a group called Intake. And before I even got into anything that I'm doing right now, like I was out here chasing my dream and, you know, was singing in this 4-piece group. And we was actually good. Like we was good. But the problem, we all was superstars. And that caused a big problem with us or whatever. But I used to sing and, you know, one day I just had somebody pull me by my coattail. Like, look, you look like you the one that, you know, you business savvy, and yeah, that's going off. I got to get it back down. But anyway, I had to. I started reading, and I started just getting advice from a mentor of mine back in the day, and I was like, oh man, I'm on the wrong side of the table. I need to be on this side. You know what I'm saying? When I started seeing how that money was broken down, and just seeing how everything just really was about, like, man, I think I want to do this. So I started getting into call myself trying to, you know, get into management. So I'm about to start a management company. I'm about to, you know, just really try to show cats something different and actually inform them and teach them, because back then, you know, when I was coming up and I was out there, like, I didn't know nothing about publishing. I didn't know nothing about royalties, mechanicals, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Publishing, I didn't know nothing about none of that. And, you know, the people who were signed to at the time, they had 100%, not 20, not 40, 50, 100% about publishing and everything. But we did not know. I did not know. And when I found out, I was like, man, I'm on the wrong side. I said, listen, I want to do something different. So I started trying to, you know, dabble into the management and everything. And, you know, I call myself, you know, saying, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to make a difference. And I was working with a lot of underground local groups and stuff. And I got an opportunity to work with a group that I had actually been doing some booking for and everything. I didn't even know nothing about booking back then. I stumbled up on that too. And when I started reading and found out about that, I was like, oh, wow. So I started getting into that. You know what I'm saying? But I was working, you know, make a long story short, I was working with this, I was working with several groups, but this one group in particular, I got an opportunity to come in as a manager. And it was right before we did the deal with Warner Brothers. And that's this group called Crime Mob. And when I got in, I was like, oh my gosh, they didn't let the wrong person in the door. Man, listen, I was so excited. I was the manager. I was the booking agent. I was the security. I was the DJ. I was everything that you could think of. And we put in so much work. I had so much of a grind. I was so hungry. I'm talking about I was hungry, you know, and I was just putting in that work. And that opened up the door for me. And I took that and I ran with it. And I didn't look back, and things just started coming in, and it was falling in place like a domino effect, because my next group that I started working with at the Crime Mob was D4L.
Yeah.
And that blossomed, that went crazy. And then from there, it just like everything I was touching, it was just blossoming. And it was just going. Like I had the whole West Side on fucking lock.
So let me ask you something. How, like, it must have been real challenging because now you're managing two groups and your booking agency. Like how challenging is that? Because that sounds like chaotic, and you're still learning too.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny you asked me that question because I wasn't even looking at it or thinking about it at time because, like I said, when you have a hunger that's in you that's so huge, so big, and you really want something and you tell it, this is what I want. Like you it's like everything else is blocked out. So I'm just working. Like you said, you'll see me with two phones, driving, texting, answering this call, putting them on hold to get another call. Like I'm focused. My mind was just focused on making it. My mind was focused on succeeding. My mind was focused on accomplishing the goals that I had set for myself. And my mind was focused on getting to that bag. So, I was just focused and I had a hunger in me that was just undescribable. You know what I'm saying? For me, it did its thing. So it really pushed me and it was a challenge, but I made it happen. I didn't make no excuses.
Right.
What no excuses? And back then, man, I had so much energy, man. Ain't no telling when I would go to bed and wake right back up and do it all over again. And do it all over again.
That's the love. That's the love, the hustle, the grind, the music, and
and back then when I was coming up, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? Now things are totally different. The game is totally different now. But back then it was fun and it was a lot of money out here. It was a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? A lot.
So what I wanted to ask you on that is because you were making the distinction between what it used to be and what it is now. Like, what would you say is the largest difference between how hard it was back then versus how hard it is to manage an artist now? Again, what do you think is the main things that's causing it to be so difficult?
The internet. You know what I'm saying? People didn't get lazy. You know what I'm saying? You got tools out here now, which I'm not gonna say bad, but it has made the game. Number one, the game has gotten watered down. The hustle is not there like how it used to be, and it's too easy. Things are too accessible. You know what I'm saying for us now. So we didn't get a little lazy. You know what I'm saying? Back then, we used to really put in real work. Like we were working the streets. We were working the clubs. We was working the DJs. You know what I'm saying? We were working these different markets. Now you can just sit back and let me buy some ads here. Let me go live right here during this time so I could get this type of engagement. Let me do this little challenge. I'm gonna do a challenge right here on TikTok. So this could go by. It's too easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me and Jeff used to always say also that it's too accessible for anybody.
Anybody.
Like anybody could wake up tomorrow morning and be like, yo, I want to be a rapper. I want to do this. And just get on, and the tools are just too easy. Like, do you see that?
Yeah, and not just a rapper, but just a celebrity, period. You know what I'm saying? You got strippers that are Instagram celebrities now. You have TikTokers that are Instagram, TikTok celebrity now. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is catching viral moments. You got people that just sit on the computer and eat. And you just listening to them make sounds. And they're blowing up. You know what I'm saying? You got YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? That's out here just doing just the simplest thing that you could think of, and they are making a killing out here. You know what I'm saying? They're making a killing.
So as a successful manager, what do you believe is the key to just being a successful artist or a successful entrepreneur or whatever it is?
Thinking outside the box. being different, bringing something, you know what I'm saying, unique to the game. You know what I'm saying? Putting yourself in a lane that you have created for yourself and not being a copycat, but being original, coming with some real talent, you know, being hungry, being humble, and just having a real understanding the game and having a real patience and learning. Be willing to learn and take good constructive criticism and thinking outside the box.
The patience thing, not to cut you off, the patience thing is really key because we're such in a microwave, quick, fast, get it, put it out, get it, put it out, that there's no time for artist development. And I've heard
that's a good word. Yes.
I've heard you plenty of time championing artist development. Where's the artist development? Can you speak more on your thoughts on artist development? Because you've done that with Crime Mob, you've done that with D. Pharrell and Shorty Low, and just being 10 toes down in the trenches with them, being there, going there, being wherever with those folks.
It's very important because you have to learn how to speak in interviews. You have to be able to train your mind to know that you have to get up early in the morning to catch a flight, to go do this little gig, go here, then you got to go over there, then you got to go to the radio station. You have to train your mind and train your body to be able to handle things. You also have to prepare a good show for your fans and be able to know what it is to do on that stage when you're performing. You can't just be an artist. You have to be an entertainer. You have to be a real performer. You know, you also got to be somebody that has a great personality so that you know how to deal, you know what I'm saying, with your peers, deal with your fans, deal with the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that. You know what I'm saying? You also have to be an individual that understands business and willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much that go over our head that sometimes you just get blinded and a lot of things happen. And it's because you just didn't take time to read, or you just didn't take time to listen. You just didn't take time to really tune in to what was going on. So, you know what I'm saying? Artist development is very important. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really know and understand your craft and know what you're really doing out here. Ask yourself, is this something I want for a short period of time or a long period of time? You know, am I trying to be, you know what I'm saying, just in the music game, or am I trying to be a part of history? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, you know, you got to be able to make them decisions and make them choices. So artist development plays a very big role, very big part, because this help you with longevity. It help you with stability, you know what I'm saying, and really making it in this business.
That's what's up. I was going to ask you also, when in this day and age, I know you got new artists like Light Skin Keisha and people that you're working with.
Yeah, Saucy Santana and, you know, Bree Beatz, Shauna Red, Jessica Dime. Yeah, I got a couple. Rollo Famgoon, you know, I got a couple.
What if for an artist to get your attention, or for an artist to want to utilize your services, what are you looking for from them in this day and age?
In this day and age, I'm definitely looking for the passion. I'm looking for the passion. Quick story, this artist, Bree Beatz, that I'm working with, young female, very talented, very hardworking. And she came to me before I actually started working with her. She came to me and I told her, I said, nah, I'm kind of full right now. I'm like at capacity. Unless you really got a budget for me, it's nothing that I can really do for you. You know what I'm saying? But just keep doing your thing. Man, this girl took what I told her and turned this narrative a 360 degrees around. She put in so much work. She just started hustling, grinding, putting out a lot of content, coming with great content on top of putting out, because you could people, anybody can put out anything, but when you come in with good content, that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So she was putting out good content. She was just really showing me a grinding hustle to the point that, and this is crazy to me. This is crazy what I'm about to tell you. I started looking at her and forgot the fact that she had came to me and I brushed her off and was like, nah, but you need a bag, to get with me. But I was like, nah, but I started looking at her and she caught my attention from the work and the grind and the hustle that she was putting in the game. I called her and went in her DM and was like, excuse me, but who is your manager? Like, I'm seeing you doing all this work. Like, who is your manager? Who you working with? You know what she said? You? She said, you my manager. You who I'm working with now. And she was like, I've been waiting for so long for this opportunity, for this chance. And I'm like, hold up. I said, oh my God. I said, wow, you the young lady that had came to me a while back. And it just goes to show that even when you don't hear the news that you may wanted to hear or that you thought you was going to get at the time, never give up. Never give up. But take it, don't let it be a negative for you. Take it and use it for a positive and turn the negative into a positive and say, you know what? If I can't get this attention right now, that means I need to work harder. Or I need to push a little more. Maybe I need to do a little more. Maybe I need to change the way I got my hair or my outfit or the way my delivery is coming. Maybe I need to get a better producer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look at what somebody told you on the note part. Look at what you could do better and what you could change about yourself or change about the situation or the narrative so that you can come back and catch that person. Or in my instance, I started seeing and noticing her.
But
and ever since I've been working with her, but ever since I've been working with, do you know we've been going crazy? She getting paid shows now. She getting paid features now. She getting recognition that she wasn't getting, you know what I'm saying, before. Right. She just getting features from artists that was like her idol. You know what I'm saying? We got big star firms that's coming in, picking us up and working with us and doing stuff with us now. Like we are, man, listen, she turning out deals.
Wow.
So we get the deal that we want. You know what I'm saying?
But Johnny, it shows like, don't burn your bridges. Like this business is pretty small. It's like a high school cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows each other. So you got to take the criticism and then apply it. And it's dope that this young lady like did that. She took the information and she ran with it. She didn't make it like take it personal and That she took your advice, flipped it, and then funny enough, it came right back to your table. So that's a dope story.
Yeah. So and I'm proud of her. Like the artists that I have today are very dope, man, and very unique. I even have an artist that I'm working with that's an LGBT artist. And, at first I didn't understand the nature of that. And I was a little biased. And I was like, no, I'm not finna. I said, no, I'm not finna do that. No, I'm just not finna do that. It took me like 8 months. But once again, they were staying persistent and they were like, Johnny, we want you to work with this because we just know, because people see the hustle that I have and they know once I'm behind something when I believe it, they know I'm gonna go super hard, like super hard. Yeah. So they really wanted me on it and they start educating me and, breaking down numbers like black and white, like I'm not trying to be funny in there, but I know this is your artist, but this artist over here is streaming like double what your top artist is doing. You know what I'm saying? This artist is, making money on these platforms, and this is what this artist's music is doing. And, once I really just, sat down and looked at it, and I talked with a couple of people because I was going back and forth with myself. I prayed about it. I also talked to a mentor of mine, and a good friend of mine told me, he said, let me ask you a question. He said, are you confident in who you are, and do you know who you are? Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know. I said, I'm Johnny Cabell. I know I am. Well, he was like, well, why are you worrying about what anybody else gotta say or what they gonna say. Get your bag. You know what I'm saying? Get to the bag. Get to that money. You know what I'm saying? You got an opportunity that's there. You know, take it. You know what I'm saying? It may wind up being one of your biggest, you know what I'm saying, investments or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Okay. Man, I kid you not. Man, I started working with the artist Saucy Santana. And it was a little life-changing because we were breaking barriers because, like, once I commit and once you got me locked in, it's over with. Like, I'm really tuned in. We started breaking down bridges and really just moving. Like, when I started working with Saucy, he was doing like 1,500, 2,000. Man, this man get close to 100,000 a show right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm booking stuff for like 60, 75,000. We doing deals for like, you know what I'm saying, 6-digit deals, you know, with all type of different brands. This man doing TV shows. This man all over the TV screen. Like, it's crazy. The type of money, the type of success, the type of opportunity that is coming from me working with this young fella it's crazy. It's life-changing. You know what I'm saying? So that's another story that I can, you know what I'm saying, say that been a great success for me and, you know what I'm saying, been something that was challenging but groundbreaking at the same time. And another thing that I could put in my books and say that I accomplished this. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this and he's been very successful and doing very well. You know, light-skinned Keisha, you know, from the TV screen, you know, we did the thing with Power. She on her 4th season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the acting for her been very, very well. You know, Keisha make money in so many different areas. What I like about Keisha is she a hustler. And she is also loyal. You know, like, we didn't been through our ups, we didn't been through our downs, all of that. But one thing I can say about Keisha, she has stayed 10 toes down. She has stayed loyal. She have not just been one of those artists to be like, well, why you with this artist more than me? Or why you doing this for that artist? Like, Keisha worried about Keisha. She ain't worried about nobody else. She worried about Keisha. And she not just putting all her eggs in one basket. Keisha got money that she making so many different ways that it's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that she think outside the box. She don't just put everything in one basket. She doing multiple things. You know what I'm saying? And I respect her for that. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. So, you know.
So this is some of like the highlights and the good stories. Now, what are the L's? What are the challenges?
I was going to ask you that. What are the horror stories?
We can't act like it's all glitters and glamorous. And
not.
They a lot of times, you know, folks get on the IG and they either just showcase the good or they think it's all good, it's all ups. Like, what are some of the challenges as a manager, as a booking agent, or just being an entrepreneur? Like, what are some of the challenges that you've gone through?
This episode of the Arkatech Beatz Music Business Podcast is brought to you by our own ebooks, the Songwriter's Guide to Song Registration, the Musician's Guide to Music Copyrights, the Musician's Guide to Music Publishing, and the Ultimate Guide to Forming Your Own Music LLC. All of these books are really essential for artists, producers, musicians to really learn how to navigate the music industry and how to really make a living off of your art. So just make sure you go pick those up. Those are available at arkatechbeatz.com. We're going to put a link in the description. And thank you guys for supporting.
Man, it's a lot because even though I'm a person that has the experience and has the knowledge and been in the game as long as I've been, I still get faced with a lot of hard challenges. I still go through things that, you know, I'd be like, man, come on, are you serious? Like, even with my booking agency, it's a cutthroat, snaky business. Very cutthroat. A lot of people don't like to see you doing what you do. A lot of people get jealous over the money that you're making. A lot of people get jealous over the people that you're working with. So they do things to try to keep you out the loop, keep you out the mix, keep you out the box. I have had, individuals, I have had companies that have tried to keep me back from being able to, grow to that next level, get that big break. It's a lot of things that I deal with as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, and as a booking agent and manager, because people lie on you, people steal from you, people do snake business, they very cutthroat. Um, you deal with it, people getting in your artist's ear and talking, doing all that chirping and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, bring you down or have them look at you a certain way. You also deal with these artists that everybody not used to having money, making money, and being accustomed to that thing called fame. And sometimes you have individuals that let that get the best of them, and they don't know how to deal with reality or deal with what's real and what's not. So they tend to get a little cocky and they act a certain way. And, it causes problems with your relationship with that artist. So you have to, be a business person and go your separate way and stuff. You also have individuals that you work with out here that, sometimes it just don't work out. I'm not saying that either party is a bad person, it just don't work out. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be a lot of times I go through struggles and, tribulations, and, I learned a lot. I didn't get burnt out of money. I didn't get scammed out of money. I didn't get taken advantage of. All of it. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And
Can you fill our watchers about any particular like scams that's going on that's hurting? Because we always try and like inform our listeners, especially artists, producers. Like one scam going around right now is people faking like they're somebody else.
Oh, it happens to me all the time. People act like they my company. They act like they me. They'll set up emails that it's going to look like it's the same email, but it's just going to be off by one number. By one number or one letter. And they have people sending in money, all type of stuff. People, especially on IG, they running the biggest scams on IG, Facebook, all of that, with the fake companies, fake name, setting up fake accounts so people could send in money and do it like that. That happens. Tell people, you don't do your homework, and if you don't do your background check, and if you don't really just, think about what you're doing, and if it's something, because normally you'll get that feeling, or normally something will be telling you, God, something just ain't right. If you don't follow that gut feeling, don't get mad when you get burnt, because, when you come around, you find the right person or the right situation. Sometimes it just be a little too late, or it be like, nothing I could do. I hear so many stories of people like, man, I didn't send thousands of dollars to an individual, and they can't get it back. And I'd be like, well, I don't know what to tell you or what to do, because I'm not paying for that. You know what I'm saying? I can't pay for that mistake. You should have did your homework. It's funny because people find the right person or come across the right number after they make. And I'd be like, that's so strange to me. How you find me after, but you couldn't find me before? Right. Like, I don't get that.
Wow.
Johnny, let me ask you another thing on this. Like, for people, because, what we're trying to do with the platform is also get people to understand what it takes to do certain types of, jobs, so forth and so on. So if a person wanted to become a manager, booking agent, like, what would you say is like maybe the 3 or 4 core skills or things that they would need to know to try to get into your line of work?
They definitely got to be somebody. They got to be built different. You can't just be a regular individual. You definitely got to have the guts for this. You got to have the patience. You got to be business savvy. you got to be a people person more than anything, because this game is built on relationships. I'm going to say it again. It is built on relationships. So if you're a person that's not a good people person or good with developing good people skill, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a hard time. So you got to have good people skill, be able to develop good relationships out here. You got to be hungry. You got to want it more than the person that you actually working with. You got to want it, because you got to be able to be, you got to be able to give them something that they're not even giving themselves. You see what I'm saying? You got to give them direction. You know what I'm saying? You got to give them that vision. You got to give them, you know what I'm saying, that inspiration. You know, you got to make them feel good about what they're doing. You got to be the one that push them to get up every day and hit the studio, hit the gym, you know what I'm saying, condition their mind thinking, their mindset. You got to be the one to work them deals for them, you know what I'm saying, and make sure they get in the right situation. So you definitely got to have a business savvy to yourself and be, you know what I'm saying, a smart individual, because a lot of these things come into play when it becomes being a good man. Now, when it comes to being a good manager, you definitely have to have these. Like I say, anybody can say, oh man, because you have a lot of people that try to step up to the management, and they just stepping up because either they the artist, friend, mother, father, cousin, or somebody. You got a lot of these out there. You know what I'm saying? But when you want to become a good, great manager, you got to be someone that knows more than the person that you're working with. You have to be valuable to them, not just them being valuable to you as an artist, but you got to be valuable. Because if I'm bringing you in as my manager and you can't take me to the next level, or you can't do more than what I'm doing for myself, why do I have you?
Right.
I need somebody that could go out and do something that I can't do. I need somebody who could knock on some doors that I can't knock on, who could be in some rooms that I'm not allowed to go in just yet. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody who knows how to read a contract, who knows how to go out and hire a great lawyer so that we're not getting taken advantage of and we get in the best situation, the best deal. You know, I need somebody who knows how to put together a team, because a manager is not a one-man show. A manager is somebody who understands, knows the vision, and sees what needs to be done and say, you know what? Let me go bring in Tom to come in and do this. Let me bring in Susan to come in and take care of this. Let me get this firm to come in so they can handle my PR. You got to know how to put together the team. That's why, you know what I'm saying, in sports, you have the coach, you have the players, and you got your team. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody that has the expertise in all those fields, that is what wins championships.
Wow. Well said. Well said. You know, we can't have Johnny Cabell on here and not talk about the legendary Shorty Low.
Oh,
coming from New York, when I heard Shorty Low, I was like, what's this? I was confused. I didn't know what it was. It was just different. And I didn't understand.
Slow flow. He kicked out with that slow flow.
So I didn't understand it. And it's only when we started going to Atlanta and going to the clubs with you, going to certain areas, going to Bankhead, going to the neighborhood, going into studio, driving on those roads, it was like, oh, we got it.
Yeah.
It was that feeling. And that's what we felt. We felt the city. You know, how did you meet Shorty Low? Like how did your relationship even start?
So when I met Low was actually locked up. And because like I said, I started working with D4L and we was putting together this project, and Fabo ended up having to come up with this song called Laffy Taffy. And I'm like, Laffy Taffy? What the fuck is this? I'm like, we is not about to put no record out called Laffy Taffy. Now keep in mind, we was pretty much done with this album, pressed up, damn near really already was in stores, and you talking about 4 individuals that were from 4 different parts of the hood. Bowen Home, Bankhead, Perry Home, and Hernan Home. And it was like real thugs, like killers, So they got this, street music, trap music out. And Laffy Taffy wound up, and this is the short version of everything. Laffy Taffy, we was talking to Lo, telling him about the song and everything. I met Lo on the phone. I didn't know Lo was the person who he really was until he had got out and I actually met him. And so I'm like, man, this little short guy. And I'm like, boy, take your little butt on. I used to always joke about it, like, man, this guy is so short, like, it's just no way. It's just no way. And they used to tell me that, like, the way that I seen and respected the guy that I was working with on my side, his name was D Money. Mm-hmm. The way that D Money was like how D Money was the guy he was that guy on the east side. There was like Shorty Low was this guy that was on the west side and everything. And I'm like, I said, how? I'm like, just how? But anyway, we telling Low about this song, Laffy Taffy, and Low like, man, everybody was against it first. The song wound up getting on the CD and we put it out and it wind up spread like crazy. The song spread it so big, so huge that Low had to wind up putting a verse on this song because the song had gotten so big, but we had to change the whole album. And that's how the whole Snap thing came into effect because we had to change the whole direction of the album because Laffy Taffy, it wasn't going to go with those songs that were on this album. So we had to change the whole freaking album and go in a whole different direction and come up with new music. And that was like Laffy Taffy or whatever. And it was crazy. Low was like, man, I guess I'm just going to have to put me a verse on this and all that. And Lo was telling me how certain things need to go, how the business. I'm like, man. And my partner pulled me to the side and said, listen, he's one of those guys. Like, he's that guy. Like, how you respect me and look at me, like, that's just him. That's him, but he's just on the west side. And I was like, oh, okay. And then me and Lo just started developing a close relationship and a close niche that, it just started blossoming and it just started growing and it grew so big, like we was hanging out with each other's families and we realized we had a lot in common. Lo had 11 kids, I had 10 kids, and
wow.
And he had 10 baby mama, I had 8. So it was like, but we were both family men and we were there for our kids. And that was something that we respected about each other. And now that we just started doing family stuff and, we would do cruise. I remember when we took all our family, we took them on a cruise and everything.
That's dope.
It just started, our relationship really blossomed. We came real close. Me and Lo was like very, very, very close. To the point that people thought we were brothers. We started looking alike. Our beards were looking alike.
Yep, the beard especially, yep.
Yeah, so I miss Lo. Lo was a great individual. He was somebody that if you didn't know, you didn't know. But Lo was somebody that cared about his family. He was real big on family. He was big on his community. Lo did, and a lot of people don't know this, but Lo did a lot in the community. He gave back. Anytime the radio station would call us and ask us to devote some of our time or come in to do this or do that, Lo never said no. Never said no. He was always there and always on point and was ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? He even started a nonprofit organization and Love Our Little Ones. You know what I'm saying? It was LOL and it was called Love Our Little Ones. And He would feed the homeless, and he just did so much. He even had a day where it'd be like Bankhead Day, and he doing stuff for the kids, for the community, just for everybody. Like Lowe did a lot in the community, and I don't think that was ever really just highlighted enough. But like he really gave back a lot, and he would really help you or give you his last if he had it. It was a couple of different times when I needed his help because I just needed something at that time. And if Lowe got it, he was like, he used to always call me Fat Boy. He'd be like, Fat Boy, come pick it up, come get it. You know what I'm saying? And it was just on point, man. I missed that man so much.
He showed us a whole lot of love. Coming from New York. And when we were transitioning and we was trying to figure out this whole scene, and he just was like, come to the,
he wasn't bougie. Lowe
it wasn't on that.
Authentic, and I think that would carried him a lot in his career. People respected him because he was real. Like he wasn't with no fake shit. He wasn't with none of that. Like he was gonna give you the real deal. And it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? You were gonna see the real Shorty Lowe. Lowe sometimes may come out being his pajamas, flip-flops, and a t-shirt and getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He was just that real with it.
Yeah. We saw him plenty of times at the office, just on some regular and just being so genuine, like with us, and just, I definitely, missed the impact that he had on the game, because there's nothing that came after that's even remotely doing what he was doing. So there is definitely a void in the hip hop community when it comes.
I haven't even been able to work with an artist close enough to even remind. I think Rollo is the first artist that I'm working with under my belt right now that kind of give me like a low vibe somewhat, but I haven't had, it's like, I'm looking and waiting. I just found anybody or ran across an artist that just gave me that feeling or filled that void or just showed me that they got what it takes, what I'm saying, for me to move forward. That's how I started working with all these females. It's crazy.
So you want to fill us in whatever projects you're currently working on and what?
Yes. I am really into the TV and film big time right now. They just made me VP of this network called Lats Network. Shout out to Lats. And I'm VP of the network. I'm actually shooting my own show. We got a photo shoot this Tuesday for the billboard, because we got a couple of billboards that's about to be put up out here. But and I'm about to start filming, the show. And I'm excited about that. It's called More Than Music, and I got an all-female hip-hop tour that's going out this summer that I'm putting together. I'm excited about that. I'm working on a couple of movies. I got a couple of movies that's already out, that's on Tubi and everything. And I'm excited about that. Also excited about my new artists that I'm working with, Beatz and Shauna Red and Nia Amber out of Miami. She's an R&B artist, working with Rollo and stuff. I'm excited about, these new projects that I'm a part of and that I'm working with. And I'm also making some bigger moves and things with my booking agency. I'm booking a lot of more festivals now, working on a lot of more tours and, putting together big concerts. So I'm excited about the direction my booking agency is going into. And I'm just excited to honestly say it's been like 25 years I've been in the game and I've been blessed. And I'm still here. I ain't skipped a beat. I do what I want. I live how I want. And I'm taking care of my kids, my family, my loved ones. And it's a blessing to be able to say that I'm still in the game and I'm still relevant. I'm still making moves. I'm still out here, making things happen and able to pick up the phone to call certain people and, and make promotions. So, and I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry. Even at 25 years, I'm still hungry. You know what I'm saying? I think I ain't created a new hunger right now because I'm on one right now. In 2024, boy, I'm in my bag right now. I'm in my bag. So, I'm excited about all that.
Johnny, you had said something earlier when you were talking about with Light Skin Keisha and some of the other artists about them creating other opportunities and other ways for them to make different streams of things happening. And me and Mike talk about this on the podcast a lot because you know how streaming is, you know how music can sometimes go up and down, and sometimes it can be very hard for artists to earn their music these days. Yeah. What are some of those other opportunities that new artists should be looking at, to kind of help to keep themselves stable in terms of income?
Man, merchandising. You know what I'm saying? Merch. Coming up, creating your own line. Like Keisha got her own clothing line. And not just counting on shows and stuff, because everybody have a point to where it really gets slow or things really not, moving the way you want to, and the money slow down. So you got to have other things that you could do to keep money coming in and everything. So, being able to create different platforms on things that you could do as far as like what y'all are doing, your podcast, as far as merchandising, selling different, pieces and everything, as far as this looking at the different ways that you can make money from monetizing your pages as far as YouTube, IG, and everything. And just thinking of any like little small investment. I know everybody hear this all the time, but real estate is something that always been a good tool, a good money maker for people. You could buy a house, do an Airbnb, you know what I'm saying? Just have some property, some land or whatever. It's a lot of little different things you can, take money that you have been making and, you know what I'm saying, 20, 30,000 here, put in here, It's all about investment and not just putting all your eggs in one, but just being open-minded and being creative. Be like, let me try this. Let me do this. So you just gotta be open-minded and be willing to try different things and just make good decisions.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's gonna definitely be a jewel for the artist, man. And for people trying to get in. And Johnny, listen, man, while we got you on here, we have to always make sure that we give you your flowers. Again, for those who do not understand, like, instrumental in our transition from New York to Atlanta. I can't holler that enough. He invited us into his home, put us in his network, everything. And, this is a person that, I'm able to reach out to anytime, always solid, been full of integrity, and that's missing from the game. It's people who are really solid and, have integrity that you can reach out to and that are always, just good peoples overall. So I want to really tell you that I appreciate you and always thank you for that. And,
man, I appreciate y'all, man.
Hold on. This is about you. But now, hold on. So also let's give you Johnny his flowers on his contribution to the culture, to the entire game. Not just us personally, but the game. Man.
I have worked with I really have been humble on this interview because I worked with so many artists. I hadn't even touched on a lot of the artists, that I've been very inspirational in their success and why they are who they are. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a lot of people that I never even just put out there because I'm cool with just knowing where the check came to or just knowing, where that money flowing. But I've been behind a lot of y'all big artists that's out here that y'all listen to and that's out in this game. I done helped out a lot of labels. I done helped out a lot of independent labels. I got a lot of artists. And
talk your shit.
I done my thing now, what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get into it. I definitely have put in a lot of work. and definitely, you know what I'm saying, have been the reason why a lot of these artists and a lot of people is still able to eat and make money out here, you know. So I'm just thankful that God has used me to be a help to others and to also change lives out here and to make better situation for individual groups, all of that. Like it's a blessing to be a vessel, you know what I'm saying, out here. And I think that's why I have been blessed and I have still been relevant and been in position and able to still do the things that I do because I'm very humble. I try to help whoever I can.
Right.
I never have gotten to the point to where I let the money and the fame take control of me. You know what I'm saying? I never have gotten to that point. You know what I'm saying? I never have gotten to the point. I slip, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
But I promise you, I came back to reality very quick. Very quick. You know what I'm saying? I had to really tap myself on the shoulder and wake up and be like, hey, get in order, get in line now. Because just as much and has been given to you, it could be taken at
That's
a finger. It could be taken away. So, you know, I'm just thankful, man. I'm just thankful. But I put in a lot of work. I put in a lot of work, but it comes from discipline. It comes from, you know, like I said, I could never stop just saying it, but just being hungry and want it. You gotta want it more than you want it, than you want yourself. Like you have to really want this. You have to be an individual that speaks things into existence. My success, I spoke it into existence. I told myself, I am going to be successful. I am going to accomplish this. This is what's going to happen. When I said that, and I felt it in my heart, my soul, like it happened. Like certain things I noticed, like when I really speak it and I stand on it and I mean it, it happens. Because in my mind, in my heart and everything, it's saying this is something that you really want.
power in words. There's power in words.
Power of words. There you go. The power of words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The power of words.
And this is such a thankless business. So, you know, that's another reason why we have this platform. We want to make sure that, you know, if you haven't heard it from anybody else, that on behalf of just hip hop, behalf of Arkatech Beatz, we thank you, not just for this interview, but we thank you for your contributions. Like, let's not get past that. We thank you for your contributions. We thank you for all that you've done. You have put a lot of money in a lot of people's pockets.
Yeah.
I was there. I saw it. I was in disbelief. Some of these guys were getting per show. I was like, I did not know they get that much per show.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I had no idea that that's how it was going down at that time. So you have opened up our eyes and you have shown us a lot of things as well. And again, before we wrap up, we just wanted to just say, just thank you and just keep doing what you're doing because we need you out here. We need you out here and we need others to follow the blueprints that you and a few others have done. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to grow this thing. You know, we can't, all this fighting amongst us, all this scamming, like all the negativity, like we got to move past that and we got to take the information that the OGs have put down and learn from it and be able to apply it. So thank you.
I think that's the biggest thing is really a transfer of information. I think a lot of us are not talking to each other, not communicating, not being able to say, hey, this is a bad deal. This isn't a good deal. This is what you should be looking out for. And I think with people like yourself and more people like us just trying to make sure that the newer generation gets that information and we can start making a better situation for us moving forward as a community, as a whole in this music industry.
And I think we need to also start putting together more support system because mental health is real.
Bro.
And mental health is real. And I have even found myself battling with that at times because sometimes, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, it get hard.
Yeah.
Like it get hard. Like I'm not scared to say, and I'm going to, you know, just put it out there. Like, a lot of people look at us celebrities and, or just someone that's successful, a successful entrepreneur, a successful individual, and they think we don't go through problems or we don't have things or issues that we deal with, and they're wrong. I think the people with success have more of a higher rate than just a normal individual because you're dealing with so much pressure. You're dealing with, because you got this person at you, got this person at you, this person in your ear, that person in your ear. You got everybody depending on you. You have, all these bills, all this responsibility. It's a lot. And sometimes you just be like, like, you just be like, man, I have had times where I almost feel like I was just like,
yeah,
I want to just, just disappear.
Yeah.
But I thank God for me being somebody that was brought up, with a mother that showed us that, taught me that, God is real, and taught me about prayer and taught me about having faith, and, really just kind of trained me, because I think if I didn't have that instilled with me, I probably would have did something crazy. Did something stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that I have certain tools instilled in me so that I'm able to deal with situations when they come. But I just want to say mental health is real, and I see so many people battle with it. We didn't lost a lot of good people from it.
Yeah.
And I see so much that people go through just dealing with it. And we need to have support system. We need to have like individuals we call, and we just need to start stepping up as individuals ourselves and make sure we checking in on our people, even when things is good. You know what I'm saying? When you really think they hot, just still check in. Like, I understand that you're doing good, you're making money, you got this going, but how are you doing? Are you all?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people open up to you and they just been waiting on somebody to ask them. Sometimes we don't have people like, you may think it, but I don't keep a lot of people in my circle like that.
Right.
I have just tons of people who I could just call and talk to, because I don't trust everybody. I don't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't just have certain individuals I can call and be like, man, can I just vent? Can I just open up? Because everybody is into this thing they call judge. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing, Vincent, we deal with, because people be scared to open up or to talk about it, because they be thinking, how is he going to look at me? What is he going to think about me? Is he going to tell his best friend? Or
and usually against me, yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we keep things balled up, and they just build and they build, and then you, like, if you're not a strong individual or somebody who just well put together, you burst.
Yeah.
And that's why we deal with a lot of stuff we deal with. But we just need to start looking out for one another, looking out for our brothers, our sisters. I need to start doing it myself. You know what I'm saying? Just checking up on people. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till it gets too late. But let's just start checking up on our people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to say. I want to end my interview out on something positive, being like, we need to check in on our individual. We need to check in, you know what I'm saying? Not just when it's bad, but when it's good. And just make sure we showing people that, you do got somebody out there that care. You know what I'm saying? We can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't change the world, but you can help an individual. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can play their part. That's all I'm saying. If we just play our part, that would start the change and start the process. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just got to be willing to play their part. That's all.
Thank you.
Real simple. Just play their part.
Thank you for that. And there's something that me and Mike have talked about a lot because of the highs and lows of the music industry. And then when you add on personal loss on top of that stuff at the highs and lows of the music industry, it can get real pressure filled real fast, and you can find yourself in real dark places if you don't have people to really talk to.
Exactly.
Especially going through the COVID, the losses. It's a lot on a lot of people. And again, with the extra pressure from the industry is like a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
And dealing with success, dealing with lack of success, lack of fame, or too much fame, too quick, too much money, too fast.
Oh, man.
It can create this whirlwind for a lot of people. So I appreciate you even talking about that. I appreciate the listeners need to really understand that, that's what we're trying to create as a platform and a support system to say, hey, people go through it. You have to have somebody in your corner to talk to. And, definitely reach out for help for people when you need that.
Reach out for help. If you're going through something, reach out for help. Don't suffer in silence.
Exactly. And to all my artists out there that's, that's trying to get in this music industry and trying to get in this game, don't give up. Never give up on your dreams. Even when people tell you no, even when your friends tell you you don't have it. If you believe in yourself and you believe that you got what it takes, keep pushing, keep going. Just learn how to take the negative and make it into a positive. Learn how to accept constructive criticism. Learn how to get up in the morning, go in the bathroom, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, do I really got what it takes? Am I really wasting my time? Or do I need to just push harder? Sometimes you got to give yourself a reality check and you got to be real with yourself because it's not meant for everybody to be a rapper or everybody to be a singer. You see what I'm saying? That's how I got into the business. And I was good at what I do. You know what I'm saying? But I found my passion. I found my niche by getting into the business side. And I was smart enough to say, and not being selfish with myself and being like, nah, man, fuck that. I'm gonna be on this stage. I want the girl. I want the fame, all this and that. I want everybody calling my name. Man, I got behind the scenes and became one of the biggest successful moguls in this game that's doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be real because, it's certain areas that may be for you that you haven't tapped into it yet because you not just really giving yourself an opportunity to see where your talent is really at. It's okay if you're not just that big time rapper. It's okay if you're not that big time singer. You know what I'm saying? It's okay because you got managers, you got producers, you got writers, all of that, so many different areas you could break into this industry in. You just got to know how to tap into that. And you just got to be able to give yourself a reality check and say, am I wasting my time? Or do I just need to push harder? Do I just need to, change? You know what I'm saying? Be real with yourself. Be real. And if you're trying to work with somebody like me on my level, I look for people that has originality. I look for something that's different. I look for passion. I look for somebody that's hungry. I want to see the hunger in you. I want to know that you're willing to invest in yourself. What you willing to do? How far are you willing to push that button? You know what I'm saying? If you can't invest in yourself or try to see how you can figure this thing out, I'm the wrong person you gonna try to work with. Because if I wanted more than you, then this is the wrong situation. We gotta both want it. We gotta both want it. Just as much as the other person. Can't be one-sided. It's never gonna work. It's never going to work.
How do they get in contact with you?
My IG is Johnny Cabell, and let me spell that out for you. It's JohnnieCabbell. That's my Facebook. That's my IG. And my Twitter is JCHAH. But you can reach me, pretty much on my Facebook, my IG, and everything. Send me a DM, and I'm going to keep it 1,000, keep it a buck. Am I going to respond? I may not. But if it catches my attention, and if you're persistent, and you show me that it's worth me checking it, sometimes I be a night. Sometimes I do go through my DM, and I'll be like, let me just take a listen. I ain't really doing nothing. Let me just take a listen. And I'll go through and I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? But you could definitely reach out. I'm not one of them individuals that just make it so hard that you never get an opportunity or a chance. But I am one of them individuals. You have to show me something that's different from just the ordinary person.
Right.
Definitely. It's Johnny Cabell, people. Make sure that you're getting it together and reaching out to him. I want to thank Johnny for just joining us and really just sharing his story and just being able to take the time to talk to us. And for everybody out there that's listening, till next time, peace. Thanks, everybody.
Arkatech.